Good day everyone and welcome back to the 2021 Nestbox series. When I spoke to you last, it was the 23rd and I was just mentioning that Biddy has started incubating. And indeed she has. She's been sitting on the nest on a very small clutch this year actually. With only 5 to 6 eggs, it is quite a small clutch for a blue tit. They can go up to 12 even. So I'm hoping Biddy is okay, as she's looking very scruffy and getting scruffier. So I'm putting that maybe possibly for the reason down to why it's a small clutch. Maybe she just felt like she couldn't produce more eggs. Now, this again, it's just my speculation. So who's to know? We see Miley here feeding Biddy, bringing in a nice green caterpillar. It's nice to see them, as we are going to have chicks very soon. So it's nice to see that that food supply is there and ready and waiting. So Biddy does occasionally leave the nest, but she's never for too long and she comes right back. But the good thing, we have Miley there to feed her, and he seems to be bringing in loads of food, which is always nice to see. It's a really nice sequence this actually, them both sitting in the nest like that. But other than Biddy being fed every so often and leaving the nest to stretch her wings, not a lot has been happening in the nest. She brings in a little bit of nest material here and there, but other than that, she's just sitting on the eggs. But I have a big surprise for yous all. And I surely hope that yous are all sitting down, because this is huge news. And if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, this is surely going to make you. So as Biddy sets up for the start of another day on the 26th, we have a surprise occasion. We get some blue tits visiting. Now this could be the pair that we've seen previously visiting the other nest box. And I've shown you this nest box before. It's the nest box that the grey tit was sleeping in the past. But I've often said to you that this hasn't been used in years, and indeed it hasn't. But suddenly, these blue tits are taking a lot of interest in it. Now I've sped up because they come and go quite a bit. And over in the other nest box, Biddy is still finishing up her nest and keeping it as soft and keeping on top of the housework, while Miley brings in her a bit of food every so often. I always love to see that. It's a really nice little sequence, Miley hopping in and feeding her. So will the other nest box get used? Well, the following day, and the other birds do come back. So again, Biddy is being treated like the queen she is. And over on the other nest box, we have more visits. So, will they start using it? Well, we won't know that until they bring in a piece of moss. And luckily, that does actually happen. So take a look at this. There we have it. We are going to have 2 nest boxes. And I can let you in on the little secret that this bird does waste no time in building her nest today. She really goes for it, and she has a huge amount of work done in one day. So I'm going to speed up the footage a huge amount, as it would be hours of footage to go through. So we can see her here doing the usual nesting shuffle that we are well used to seeing with Biddy. And speaking of Biddy, we're going to need to name these 2 birds as well. Now, if you have any suggestions, throw them down in the comments. I will take a look, and I suppose the best way to do it is just I'll pick my favourite. If you have any comments at all, any ideas of names, throw them in. Otherwise, I have a few names popping in my head here and there, but I'd love to see you guys choose the names. And I've always mentioned that each blue tit is always different than one to the other. And I also mentioned that birds can build a nest very quickly when they're pressed for time. And we're going to be able to do a compare to the 2 nests. So this bird's nest is definitely going to be a wee bit behind than Biddy's. So is it the fact that is Biddy early? Is there a window of opportunity for these birds, and how big is that window? Are we going to see a failed nest and a successful nest, or are both going to be successful? I sure hope both of them will be successful. It'd be a nicer story to tell, definitely. And it's amazing just how different this bird looks to Biddy. She is a much smoother complexion bird, and I suppose it looks a little bit better dressed. You know, all her feathers are pristine, so maybe she's a younger bird, maybe Biddy's an older bird, and that could explain the smaller clutch size. So it's going to be really interesting to see a compare between these two nests. I have to say I'm really looking forward to it. There's a lot of editing in my future, but every bit is worth it, I think. And I was very close to changing this nest box's position, actually, because as I said, it hasn't been used, I'd say, in at least 5 to 6 years. It's never been used in this position, but a grey tit was roosting in it during the winter months, so I decided to leave it there just for its benefit. But here we are now. And it's been quite a while actually since I've looked at a bird box with the more traditional camera position looking straight down, so I'm actually quite looking forward to that. I am a fan of the side view nest boxes, as I looked at these types of nest boxes for years and I wanted to switch it up, and I got the side view. And if you have a straight down nest box for a couple of years, a great way to revamp the interest in it is to get a side view nest box. It really gives a whole new way of looking at the birds, as you see everything from a slight different angle. But it's not without its downside. As you know, you can't just properly see the eggs when they're hatched first. Looking straight down, you have a much clearer picture of it, and it's much easier to identify just how many eggs and chicks there are. So I've knocked this down to normal speed, and we're going to have the best of both worlds where the nest boxes are concerned. We have Biddy in the side view, and we have this female yet to be named in this one. She's hissing at the male there. They tend to do that. I think it's asking for food. So there we have it. She leaves after that, and at the end of that day, Biddy is still doing her thing, and you can see just how scruffy Biddy is compared to the other female. It really is amazing. So as we're looking at Biddy settle down for the evening, I'm going to leave it there, as there was loads to take in there. So as always, I hope you are enjoying the video. Please like and subscribe, it helps me, and we will see you in the next one. Bye bye.